Okay, what I would like you to do is maybe do these problems on a piece of paper first, and then after you've tried them, then watch this video here. But again, try to do these first, see how you do, and then watch the video as a key. So here I go. First one is foiling. That means you're multiplying this first term, this outside term, this inside term, and then this last term. That's where they get FOIL from. X times x gives me x to the second power. X all the way down times -6 gives me -6x. 2 times x in the middle, +2. +2 times -6 gives me -12. Now my last step is to combine these two middle terms. So -6 plus 2 gives me -4x. Bring down the x squared and the -12. That is called foiling, multiplying two binomials. Factoring is a fancy word for reverse FOIL. They give you the trinomial already FOILed. You need to break it apart and do its two what we call binomials to see. Those first spots always get the x. You just need to find out what numbers go in here. So for our x method here, put the middle number on top. The bottom number is the 27. This top number, you want to find two numbers that add or subtract to give you 12, and these same two numbers multiply to give you 27. The combination will always come from the pairs of factors that give you the multiplying numbers. So again, don't break up this 12. Break up the timesy number, the last one. So 27 is 9 times 3, 27 times 1. The only pair that multiplies to give you 27 and adds or subtracts to give you 12 is 9 and 3. So go ahead and put those in there, x plus 9, x plus 3. If you were to FOIL this, you would end up back at x squared plus 12x plus 27. I'm going to give you a harder one here because I think that's too easy. So this other factor example is x squared minus 4x minus 12. So again, draw your little x. Put that middle number with the sign on top. Bottom number is the timesy number. You need to break up that 12 into all numbers that give you 12, because in that pair you're going to find one that times to give you -12 and add or subtract to give you -4. The only pair that's going to work is 6 and 2. And now I need to make sure I have the negatives in the right spot to get that. I want to get, out of adding or subtracting these numbers, I want to get -4. I want to time these two to get -12. So that combo would be -6 and +2. -6 plus 2, -4. -6 times 2, -12. So now I know the numbers that go in there. So the first two spots always get an x. And then all I need to do is fill in these numbers exactly, x minus 6, x plus 2. And again, if you were to FOIL that, you would end up back at this original trinomial. All right, graphing. This is what we call slope-intercept form when y is by itself. This one right here is not in slope-intercept form. You cannot use this same method for this bottom one because slope-intercept method has y all by itself. This does not have y by itself. You have to graph it a different way. So this one, ready to graph, when that y is by itself, that plain number tells you where on the y-axis to put your first point. This is -4, so I go down to -4 on the y-axis, put my very first coordinate. From there, I then look at the number in front of x, which is my slope or my rate of change. If you remember, slope is always made up of the words rise over run. So that change or that slope is rise over run. This is already a fraction, so I leave it alone. That's 3 over 2. That tells me every time I run 2 boxes to the right, I go up 3. So back to my original point, -4, my starting point, over 2 boxes, up 3. That's where my next coordinate goes. Over 2, up 3. Over 2, up 3. Be able to stair step the opposite direction. Down 3, over 2. Same line, same slope. Draw your line. And again, that is the line y equals 3/2 x minus 4. My y-intercept -4 right there. That's where the line is crossing the y-axis, the y-intercept. My slope is my rise and run. Every time I go over 2, I go up 3. That is my slope number right there. That's how they are all related right there. All right, last one. I want you to graph this a little bit different using x and y intercepts. So the x-intercept and the y-intercept always have one coordinate guaranteed, and that is 0. For the x-intercept, the y always is 0. For the y-intercept, x is always 0. Try to kind of remember opposite. X-intercept, y is 0. Y-intercept, x is 0. So all I need to do to find those missing coordinates, take that original equation, plug in the 0 where it goes. This first one, where that y used to be, I plug in 0. Everything else is the same, that 2x equal to 10. That just goes away and gives me 2x equals 10. Divide both sides by 2, and I get x equal 5. Put that 5 right in here next to that 0, and that completes the coordinate. Now the next one. Take that 0 and put it where x used to be. So 2 times 0. I still have now 5y because I'm not plugging in anything for y. Still have equal to 10. That goes away and just leaves me 5y equals 10. Divide both sides by 5. And that gives me y equals 2. Replace that right here. And now plot those. So the point 5, 0, 5 for x, 0 for y goes right here. The point for 0, 2, 0 for x, 2 for y right here. Draw your line through it. Label them. You can see that this x-intercept, y was 0, y-intercept, x was 0. That is the line 2x plus 5y equals 10. You should get in the habit of labeling your lines. So there's my line right there. And then I'm going to go back up here and write the equation of that line. Try to get in the habit of writing the equations of your lines. All right, good luck.